What is up, dudes? So today's episode is going to be a little all over the place. I haven't personally been feeling well. My stomach's been in knots and I've had diarrhea. So since I'm an essential employee, meaning I would have to go to work, but with all this coronavirus crap going around, even though I know for sure it's not coronavirus, I haven't developed any other symptoms. I'm currently self-isolating. So the video is going to be a little all over the place. It's going to be a mixture of about 2 weeks worth of stuff. That being said, I've got a lot to catch you guys up on. I know it's been 3 months since my last upload, and I apologize for that. My current project is long overdue. This is the 84 Firebird that I grew up in. It's my dad's car. He sold it to me a year ago, actually. It's been about a year, for 150 bucks. And I've cut parts of the floor pans out, which will be in this video, and started working on the engine. So we're gonna get to it. Oh, I changed my name, my YouTube name. I'm no longer Fair Lady Garage. I don't own a Z. I sold my 350Z around tax time, and I wanted something all-inclusive. I hope nobody takes it like offensively. I changed my name to Dixie Garage. So just real quick, I wanted to give you a quick once over of the Firebird. It's seen better days for sure. My dad let it sit for a long time, so I'm gonna clean up the engine bay, clean up some of the wiring harness, because whether I stay carbureted or I go LS, it's not gonna matter. I won't need that harness, so that's gotta come out regardless. I gotta fix some rust in the battery tray. As you can see right there in the wheel well. No, my camera will focus on the right thing. There we go. No, it's going all wonky. Okay, so anyways, there's rust over there that I gotta fix, but that's like the only rust in the engine bay. The big rust is inside the cabin of the car. So I've started cutting out the rust, and you can see, maybe not, right there, there's a hole. Luckily, most of it's not structural. Like this wasn't anything structural underneath. Over there, that's where the structural stuff is. But if you look, the structural stuff underneath the sheet metal is actually solid. So I don't have a problem with that. I just got to cut out that stuff right there. And then over on the passenger side, the front of the floor bands need to be worked. The middle is fine. And then the back has a small hole into the rear seat bucket. Other than that, the back of the car is fine. I don't know what I'm going to do about the dashboard yet. I might pull it out. I don't know if I want to deal with all that. I'm really not worried about the dashboard being cracked or anything like that, so we'll see. That steering wheel's coming out. Oh, and my Corbeau is going in the Firebird. So yeah, we're going to get to it. Alright guys, so I've got out the most of what I'm going to cut out. There's a couple spots I still have to cut out, but they're small. But I've got most of what I'm going to cut out of the driver's side cut out. I need a better cutoff wheel. This one's real bulky right at the neck, or right at the spindle, I guess it would be. So it makes it hard to get into some places. But I'll show you what I've got cut out here. And then I'm probably going to start with the passenger side rear seat bucket. It's got very minimal, like, bad rust, and then I'll work on the front passenger side, because that's the worst spot in the car. It's the passenger front floor pan. After that, once those are done and cut out, then I can start working on getting what I need off the black Firebird, And I'm still not settled on I'm using the floor pans from, or the sheet metal from the floor pans in the Black Firebird, because as I found out with the Datsun, and I'm re-finding out with this car, you got to drill out the spot welds in order to really get the stuff to come apart properly. So, you know, I might order some floor pans, but I'm trying to avoid that if at all possible, just because I don't need an entire floor pan. I don't need entire floor pans. I just need sections. So I don't want to spend $400 or $500, whatever it costs, on new floor pans just to have to cut them up anyways. So I'm trying it this way first, and if I can't get what I need, then I'll order floor pans from a, you know, aftermarket floor pans from a reputable company. So we're gonna get to work on that passenger rear bucket. That won't take but a few minutes, and then I'll start on the passenger front floor pan. That one's gonna be more of a pain. It's a lot larger section. So let's hop into it. So right here, where this is where the hole is. See, it's a lot of this is still, although it's rusty, a lot of this is still pretty strong. I've cut out what I need to cut out and nothing more. I don't want to go too crazy on it. This car will probably have full interior after I'm done, just because I do plan on taking my son for rides and stuff in it. It's going to be a street car. It's not going to be, you know, a track monster like the DSEZ or anything like that. But I do want it to be nice. So, and I like the look of full interior cars. You know, it's something I can use whenever I want to. They'll have antique tags on it, but I'm going to get into this because this is not a comfortable position to be in. Rust removal isn't fun, especially not when you're using a crappy Harbor Freight cutoff wheel. I need something a little better, something not so bulky. But so this is, I gotta check this, but it feels pretty solid. It's not like flimsy like the rest of it has been. There's still some pretty thin places right here on the end, and I'm gonna cut out a little box right there. But that just leaves one more place of bad rust. Alright, so I've got the rust pretty much cut out. Passenger side front floor pan still has a little bit of rust in it, but it's not actually connected to the body. I've got to drill out the spot welds on the structural parts, and then it'll come loose. I tried to pry it off, and I was just going to grind it down, but it's not working. It's still got a real nice bite on that, the structural bits. So we're going to get that done. I've got to get the tools to get it done. So I know I have them somewhere. But if you could see behind the camera, you would see that my garage is a disaster right now. That being said, the next part of this, since the rust is pretty much taken out, is going to be the patch panel. Alright guys, so I've always tried to be abundantly clear. My channel is not a tutorial channel, it's not a how-to channel. If you want to watch me build my engines and stuff like that, that's cool. But I'm not a professional. Like I was a professional mechanic, not a professional engine builder. So that being said, I don't want to put my way of doing things out there because it's probably not the right way to do things. That being said, the bottom end is together. The crank's in, it's cleaned up, cylinders are honed, pistons are back in, cam is in, timing chain, all that, you can see that. I have to clean up the mating surfaces. I started cleaning up this side. I have not cleaned up that side. I need to get the timing chain cover on. And the 305 heads, which are these right here, this one and one's in that drawer, they're not going back on the engine. I thought when I initially built this engine that the smaller combustion chamber would give me more power, or at least more torque, and it does. It gives you a different type of, like a different, what was I looking it up? It's a different torque range, I guess, but they don't flow worth a fuck. So those heads right there, these junk ass heads, my springs, my 600 lift springs and my confrontators, they're coming off and going on my new heads. I wanted Vortec heads, but I didn't feel like buying a Vortec intake manifold, or rather I didn't have the means to buy a Vortec intake manifold, and I didn't want to have to upgrade the valve springs and the retainers to run my current cam, and I did not want to go smaller. If anything, I want to go bigger, but yeah. So I bought a set of 882 heads. So I was looking it up and I watched a few videos on YouTube and went to a couple of old forums. You know, a lot of this, I mean, these engines have been around for a long time, so there's information out there galore. But so I was trying to figure out a head that I could run that would have the accessory holes so that I could keep my power steering and not have to buy a bunch of aftermarket bracketry for the alternator and power steering and all that. That would be still be decent flowing heads until I can buy aluminum that flow, you know, or I think I said that already. That could make decent power. The first time I built the engine, I shied away from the 76cc heads, which the heads that were on that engine, junk, complete junk, prone to cracking. Which, I mean, the 882 heads are prone to cracking as well, but they flow decent. Anyways, prone to cracking, don't flow, you know, just junk heads, completely junk heads. 882s are small gear heads. They're not great heads, but they're better than what I have on there and what came on the engine stock. So with the cam, the intake, and the headers, and all that stuff, maybe 300, 320, somewhere in that range. Don't hold me to that. I do plan on buying roller rockers for it. Alright, so the lifters are in, the oil pan's on. The timing cover is on with the timing tab. Fun fact, I don't know about name brand. I honestly don't think it really matters too much about the timing cover. I only put a chrome one on it to kind of pretty up the engine a little bit, but at least the ones you can buy from AutoZone don't come with a timing tab, and I'm pretty sure that's universal. You have to order it. It's like $2 or $3. But so when I first put this engine together for the black Firebird, the 87, I had to take the whole front of the engine back apart to put that timing tab back on, because I decided to try to time it by ear. I'm not that good. I can get it running. That's about it. So yeah, if you're building a small block, the timing tab is a necessity. Don't skimp on it. You're not going to get it perfect by ear at all. Not a chance. And I mean, well, you might, but you know. Anyways, all that's on. Short block's done. Short block is put together. Lifters are in. Everything's in. Everything's torqued to spec. Maybe not the oil pan bolts, but I mean, it's gonna leak. It's not a single piece gasket, so again, Chevrolet problems. I could put the harmonic balancer on, but I'm not going to, mainly because I don't have a piece of wood, and I'm sure there's a tool to install it properly, but we use a hammer and wood. But no, so yeah, I don't have a piece of wood right now. I don't feel like going digging through that pile beside the garage. So the harmonic balancer staying off. The next step is to get the heads cleaned, because these heads, and I'll show you. So I actually worked on cleaning this head up a little bit. Nowhere near done. I gotta pull the valve springs off anyways, retainers, because I'm not using the stock valve springs and retainers. I pay for aftermarket ones for my cam. I'm going to use them. And while I have the valve springs and everything apart, I'm going to replace the valve stem seals and lap the valves. I could run the chance of, I could put them on the engine and take a chance that they're seating properly, but I have to take it apart anyways, so there's really no point in risking one of them not being sealed properly. So I will lap the valves and make sure that they're seating properly. New valve springs, clean them up, clean up the mating surfaces, put these on, and then once these are on, I'm going to tape off all the ports that are still open and anything that I don't want orange, because I'm going to be repainting this engine back to Chevrolet orange. I can't do the, it's a Chevrolet engine. Regardless of it's a Pontiac, it's a Chevrolet engine. It's got to be Chevy orange. If I owned an LS, it would be Chevy orange. But yeah. So that'll be the next project, these heads, and I will record that. I will record me working on these heads, lapping the valves, changing the valve springs. My tool is kind of crap, so you know, it's a annoying process. Alright, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Yeah, just let me know what you think. Like, there's gonna be plenty of content on this car. I have a lot to do to this car. I've got to get the black car cut up so I can get the metal off of it that I need, and it's got to be welded into the floor pans. So if you want to keep up to date on this build, I promise, unlike my last builds in this channel, the 84 ain't going anywhere. So it's gonna be a long journey with this car. I plan to pass it to my son one day, so like, subscribe, leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Bye.